The Great Depression. These words send shivers down the spines of those who remember it and evoke a sense of dread in those who have only read about it. From 1929 to the late 1930s, the world was gripped by the worst economic downturn in modern history. It began with a crash. The American stock market, a symbol of the roaring 20s prosperity, collapsed. This event sent shockwaves across the globe, marking the start of a decade of hardship. Millions found themselves unemployed, their life savings wiped out. Businesses crumbled, banks closed their doors, and bread lines became a common sight in once thriving cities. The Great Depression was a time of immense suffering, testing the spirit of people worldwide. But within this darkness there were glimmers of hope. The human spirit, though battered, refused to be broken. People came together, supporting each other, sharing what little they had, and finding strength in their communities. The Great Depression was not a sudden catastrophe. It was the culmination of several factors that had been brewing for years. One key contributor was overproduction. Industries, buoyed by the optimism of the Roaring Twenties, produced more goods than people could buy. Another factor was speculation in the stock market. People borrowed heavily to invest in stocks, driving prices to unsustainable levels. When the bubble burst, it triggered a chain reaction, wiping out fortunes and shaking confidence in the financial system. The agricultural sector was also struggling. Years of falling crop prices had left farmers deep in debt. When the Depression hit, their situation became even more dire. The Dust Bowl, a severe drought that ravaged the American Midwest, exacerbated their plight, turning fertile land into barren wastelands. The early years of the Depression were marked by a sense of disbelief and despair. As unemployment soared, people lost their homes, their possessions, and their dignity. Shanty towns, derisively called Hoovervilles after President Herbert Hoover, sprang up across the country, providing makeshift shelter for the newly homeless. Families struggled to put food on the table. Children went hungry, their parents forced to stand in bread lines or rely on soup kitchens for sustenance. The psychological toll was immense. Rates of suicide, alcoholism, and domestic violence rose sharply. Governments around the world grappled with how to respond to the crisis. Initial efforts often proved inadequate or even counterproductive. The prevailing economic theory at the time favored austerity measures, which only served to deepen the Depression's grip. The Great Depression left an indelible mark on the world. It fundamentally changed the way people thought about government's role in society. The need for social safety nets, such as unemployment insurance and social security, became abundantly clear. The Depression also had a profound impact on the global political landscape. The economic hardship and social unrest it created contributed to the rise of extremist ideologies such as fascism and communism in various parts of the world. The Great Depression was a time of immense hardship and suffering, but it was also a time of resilience, innovation, and social change. It forced people to confront their assumptions, adapt to new realities, and forge a new path forward. The lessons learned during this tumultuous period continue to resonate today, reminding us of the importance of economic stability, social justice, and the enduring strength of the human spirit.